Hi everyone, Leanne from Nifty Notable Studios here. I am here to show you how to assemble the flipping folio for the Vintage Animals set. So I'll do a quick flip through. There are different options for the covers, which I will show you in a minute. I did add the ribbon to tie it closed just because I thought it would look cute and make it easier. You can always glue this into a junk journal on a page. The way this one is made, though, it is pretty nice, so if you want to back this and make it into its own little book, that would be great too. So here on the top, we have a nice large tag with Mr. Fox. Oh, he's just so cute. I'm sorry, the foxes are probably my favorite in this set, so yes, they got the most exposure. So we open this up, and on this side we have a little card with Mrs. Bear. Slides into the belly band. On the side we have the two pockets with the tucks. I should have put lace under here. We will do it on the one we're making today. Several little ephemera pieces as well as tags. Then this side opens up as well. There is a second pocket on the side with just a piece of journaling paper. Here we have Mr. Weasel, who got his letter, tucks into this side pocket. And then this back page we have is for journaling. It actually flips up, so you have even more journaling space. So I'm going to show you the pages. This is actually quite a large kit. There are 8 printable pages plus the 2 backings. So this one has the card as well as the journaling card that inserts into the side pocket. I did back this one with the paper that matches. So that is one of the backings. Then we have the flip up for the journaling, as well as the front cover, the other side pocket, and the back cover. Now, all of these, as well as this one that has some of the covers and the belly band and the pocket, I did on a heavyweight paper. You can print it on whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you think is going to work best for your project. That is just what I used. So here are 2 of the different cover options. And then I printed this sheet on just a regular cardstock, not needing it to be as thick, but we have the tags as well as some of the ephemera cards in the second pocket. And then this one, we have the tag and some of the last pieces of ephemera. I did this one on a heavier weight cardstock simply because this tag is so large. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be sturdy. And this page as well as this one, I backed with this backing paper. Somewhere in here, I missed showing you in more detail the other 2 options. Here they are for the covers. So you have 2 girls and 2 boys. But these vintage animals are just so adorable. They were designed by Mimomy. She gave me permission to use them on this. They are just so adorable. I can't even stand it. So I'm going to go and cut and ink everything, and then I will come back and show you how to assemble it. Alright, everything is pretty much taken care of. We've got it all inked and cut out. I got everything with the ribbons in them. I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way, and I have one piece left to do that I'm gonna show you because it's a little bit different. Actually, we'll need this one too. Also quickly for reference, on the original one, I did walnut stain distress ink, which did turn out nice, but not quite as dark as I would have liked. This time I used the ground espresso, and I personally think it looks a lot better. That's my opinion. But there you have a comparison, so you can have an idea for that. Okay, so what I wanted to show you on this one was one of my little tricks to make this easier to assemble. I do like using a scoring board. It just makes my folds a lot cleaner and crisper. You can see here there is that line, so you know right where to score. This one too, you can see there's a very, I did fold it already so it's hard, but there's a very faint white line. This one's going to get treated a little different than the others. Okay, so I got my center fold done, and then I am going to line up to do the score on the flap. Now, once I have that scored, I'm going to line it up so my score line hits right in between the two and do an additional score. What this is going to do is it's going to give you a little bit of extra room so that when you fold it, there's almost like a little spine. It'll just make it lay a lot nicer and make sure that it's covering everything. So I do like to do that. Let's get this folded and inked. Grab my other. I like this one better. Oops, and I folded it over a little far. Let's hope this isn't going to cause issues. No, we're okay there. But this is going to cause me to have to do one more fold because I got off. Let's see if we can just scooch this a bit. Okay, yeah, that turned out fine. Okay, so we've got that there. And sometimes I do wind up having to trim just a little bit off of, sorry if my head's getting in the shot there. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna trim off just a teeny bit so that will fold better. Before I grab my guillotine, we are gonna take care of this one. So this pocket is this one, and it's gonna have that side pocket. So what you're gonna need to do, I didn't ink this, it's gonna get cut off. We are going to glue around all three sides and completely seal this shut. You'll see I did ink along this fold line so that when it's closed and glued here, it won't be white, just to make it look nicer. Okay, so we're gonna do our gluing along the edges. Okay. Grab the guillotine, and then you are going to just cut a sliver off of this edge just so that we can open it up and turn it into a pocket. And there you go. So we're going to give that an ink and give the large pocket an ink as well. Let's cap the glue so it doesn't dry out on me. I feel like this ground espresso makes such a difference because this is a much darker toned paper. All right, there we go. There's that one. Let's open this up. I forgot to cut that sliver off, didn't I? I was so focused on the other pocket. Alright. I'm just going to do a very slight bit, just so that will read me a little better. That was my fault. Okay, yeah. Now we got a little bit more room there. Okay. That. Okay, and you want to make sure to get along this spine as well. It is cream, but this will just help it blend in a bit better. And then along this interior so we don't have any white showing. It doesn't have to be neat because you're not going to be seeing much of it. So it can be a nice big sloppy mess. Okay. So then there's that. Now, if you wanted to make it so that the folio opened the other way, you can. This paper is not directional, so you could simply just flip it around. This one, it doesn't appear directional, but it is, because if you look closely, there are a little stems with flowers coming out of it there. So if you wanted this one to flip the other way, when you're cutting it out, you would just need to make sure to cut out a flap on this side and cut this one off. But that is totally doable. All right, so we're going to start with our back page, which, as a note, you will see that this fold is slightly smaller than the backing piece, and that is on purpose so that it's not getting caught in the edges when everything is folding. So we're going to start by opening this up. I think we're done with the ink, so I can close that up for now. We are going to glue this completely shut. I am using art glitter glue. I just prefer to transfer it into a smaller container so that I have better control. It's a nice burnish, get everything all flat. Okay, so we're gonna grab our back, and what I like to do is fold this over the top, and then you want to make sure that you're even on both sides, because like I said, this top piece is a little bit smaller, and it is meant to be that way. Get everything all lined up. And what I like to do is to take this and then flip it over and then open up my flap. And I find when I do it this way that everything just goes right where it's supposed to be. There's no shifting or anything. It just makes it easier for me. Okay, so here's our base, which opens up. Next, we're going to take our left pocket. Before we attach that, let's grab this ginormous pile of ephemera and tags, and I want to find the one with the clocks. So you can go whichever way you want. I do like it this way. So I'm gonna grab it here so I know that side's where I do not want glue. We're gonna glue in our pocket for Mr. Weasel. Got a bit of time I can readjust. And if you wanted, you could always switch this around too so that the pocket was on the other side and the belly band on that one. Really, whichever way you prefer. This is a directional paper as well. There is writing on it. If you make sure that the thick writing is on the left-hand side of that column, then you'll know you have it upright. So I am going to kind of line this up so that I have a bit of an idea where the center is. And we are going to put glue on the top and bottom for this belly band. Okay, so we have that done now for this pocket. We can go ahead and attach it. So because this is the same size as the base, I'm going to fold it over and get it aligned with the bottom. I'll normally put the bottom down on my glass mat. Make sure everything's pushed all the way over, and then same as that first piece, just flip it. And then we're going to glue this tag. Oops. You know, try not to get glue everywhere. Okay, so there is that. We will grab Mr. Weasel and slide him in here. We'll have our journaling card that slides into this side pocket. And then we have our little Mrs. Bear card that slides into the belly band. You could tuck it under if you want, but I like being able to see her there. Okay, so then last pocket, or last flap, I should say, is going to be our cover one. So let's go ahead and close this up first. So you're going to go just along the side and the bottom. You know, nobody's perfect. Sometimes our cuts are a little off, so we're just going to ink that edge a bit so it doesn't show so much. Okay. And then on this back side, we're going to add 2 pockets. Over there. Here's our second one. So I might need to trim these down a little because I did trim that page. Yeah. I don't want to pull the guillotine out again just for this little cut. So use the one as a line. And then scoop that. Trim that off. Okay. All right. So we have our cover here. Just making sure, yeah, that's the way we're going. So we're going to come along to the back and add our 2 pockets. Let's see. One side I managed to cut flatter than the other. Yeah. All right, so we're going to go that way. And yes, because of the way the pages are laid out, one of these does have a backing while the other does not, but it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see them. All right, and then we're just going to eyeball this one. Actually, put this guy in the bottom, so that's going to be our approximate marker. It's going to go about there. I'm going to slide it up just a scooch and then mark with my pencil there. And then that will be covered. So there are our pockets. And as promised, I remembered the lace this time. I think this is going to make such a difference. I'm going to cut it a little big and then we will trim it down. It's just going to be easier, I think. Okay. So I'm just going to add glue along these center pieces. We'll let that dry for a second. Our glitter glue does dry fairly fast, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'll get this all cleaned up a little bit better later, but just enough so that we're not getting glue everywhere. And we have our two little ephemera pieces, which I think I will place like so. I will glue these a little bit heavier because it does need to work its way through the lace. Sometimes with these I'll go in a little bit underneath too because it just doesn't go through. But I think adding this lace definitely makes a big difference. Let's glue up our fan. Go this way. Okay, let's go ahead and trim off the lace. Oh yes, that looks so much better. All right, and then we have all of our ephemera, but let's go ahead and attach this first. So once again, I'm going to line it up so that my edges are even here and we're even on the bottom. And then I will fold that around so that hopefully everything will lay and close nice and smoothly. Open that up and add our glue. Okay, let's close that. And shift that a little bit. And then we'll open this up and we can add on all of our ephemera. Just got our little map. The little clock along with Miss Otter. And the little phonograph. And then for our bottom one, we have our little bunny couple. Furniture advertisement. We've got our book tags and the little flower packet and Miss Goose. And there's that. And then all that will be left is to add on Miss Dog, who I forgot to ink. I am not going to attach her on right now because I'm not sure if I want to add ribbon or something behind her to tie this up. But I'm going to ink her so you can see how it'll look. Very quickly. And then I forgot. We have Mr. Fox. He's got to go in the top. And there we go. And then she will be glued on like so. So there you go. That's how to assemble the flipping folio for the vintage animals. I will have all the products I used linked in the description, along with the link to purchase this kit. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I hope you have a great day. Bye.